You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. Yesterday, the House of Representatives overwhelmingly voted to sideline an effort to impeach Donald Trump. The first test of efforts in the Democrat-led House to seek the president's removal from office and foment the Second American Revolution. 95 Democrats voted against blocking articles of impeachment filed this week by Representative Al Green. 137 Democrats and 194 Republicans, a good bipartisan show of support, voted to delay consideration of the measure indefinitely, effectively killing it. The result was cheered by Republicans who were quick to emphasize the overwhelming bipartisan vote to block Trump's impeachment, as well as the fact that more Democrats than ever voted to immediately consider the articles of impeachment. Trump took a quick victory lap, declaring the efforts to impeach him over. Okay, well, that's one thing there. There was something else I wanted to talk to you about that had something along the lines of that. Let's see. Send her back. Trump disavows mistake. Mistakey poo. Let's see. I love this. Ilhan Omar. Yeah, that's great. Talks about that. That's funny that the United States was somehow. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, that the United States was somehow going to a fascist state because of President Trump. Meanwhile, let's do something to damage Israel. It's so funny. Let's see what else. Former Louisiana governor and GOP presidential candidate Bobby Jindal said the Democrat Party's embrace of radical left-wing ideas is not a viable strategy to winning the 2020 presidential race. In his new Wall Street Journal op-ed, he argued the voters of 2020 may be more turned off by Medicare for All and the Green New Deal than by President Trump's rhetoric. The disruptive force of nature currently occupying the White House will eventually pass from the scene, and his unique mannerisms with him. The damage being done to the Democrat Party is much more substantial and will last longer. While Mrs. Clinton made the mistake of telling voters how she actually felt when she labeled Trump supporters deplorables, the Democrat Party is now embracing policies that vividly show how little they value these same blue-collar and rural workers, people of faith, and gun owners. Now that's crazy. Yeah. AOC's chief of staff said that he wasn't primarily concerned about the Green New Deal and climate. He was trying to restructure the entire economy using ecology as the main force, as the main lever. Ridiculous. By the way, the Green New Deal is dead, so says AOC. Let's move on. So, lawmakers around the country are passing anti-Sharia law bills. A far-right think tank, this, by the way, from USA Today. This is very biased and very strange that USA Today would print this. Dustin Gardner, Marco Lade, or Olalde, the Arizona Republic, USA Today, and the Center for Public Integrity. They've written this. Copycat bills on Sharia law and terrorism have no effect. Why do states keep passing them? A lawmaker in Idaho introduced legislation to prevent traditional Islamic law from infiltrating the U.S. courts. In Florida, a legislator proposed striking the foundations of terrorism with a bill bolstering victims' ability to sue the supporters of terrorism. A lawmaker's efforts, seemingly unrelated, their state houses are almost 2,000 miles apart, but both get their idea, the actual text of the bill, from the same representatives of the same right-wing think tank. And when they introduce the bills, the same activist group dispatches supporters to press for passage. Isn't that interesting? This is an anti-right biased piece that decries exactly what the left in America does. Or you just think that those leftist protesters that happen to show up for whatever right-wing political rally happens to be coming up, they're just doing it because they happen to have free time on their hands? No, it's because they're getting paid to do it. The legislation was developed by the Center for Security Policy, which was founded by Frank Gaffney, a Reagan-era Assistant Secretary of Defense, who pushes conspiracy theories alleging radical Muslims have infiltrated the government. Let's see, radical Muslims infiltrating the government. Well, let's see, there's Ilhan Omar. There's Rashida Tlaib. Oh, wow. Yeah, those are conspiracy theories. Once the copycat bills are introduced, local chapters of the Washington, D.C.-based Act for America, which describes itself as the NRA of national security, encourage supporters to show up at legislative hearings and flood lawmakers' inboxes and phone lines in support of the bills. The Act's founder, Brigitte Gabriel, has claimed that up to 250,000 Muslims support the destruction of Western civilization. Well, that can't be. It can't. Let's see. CARE is the Council on American Islamic Relations. They have been, let's see, they were an unindicted co-conspirator in the Holy Land mess. Let's see, what else? What else have they done? In November of 2014, CARE was designated a terrorist organization by the United Arab Emirates. Oh, those anti-Islamic fools in the United Arab Emirates. Oh wait, that's a Muslim. Oh yeah. They say that CARE has ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. Yeah. Let's see. Critics of CARE have accused it of having ties to the Palestinian Sunni Islamic fundamentalist organization Hamas. Federal Judge Jorge Solis said there was evidence to show that CARE had an association with the Holy Land Foundation, Islamic Association for Palestine, and Hamas. Let's see, the Holy Land Foundation was the largest Islamic charity in the U.S., headquartered in Richardson, Texas, right over there, and run by Palestinian Americans. It was originally known as the Occupied Land Fund. In December 2001, the U.S. government designated HLF a terrorist organization, seized its assets, and closed the organization down. In 2004, a federal grand jury in Dallas, Texas, charged HLF and 5 former officers and employees with providing material support to Hamas and related offenses. The prosecution's theory was that HLF distributed charity funding through local zakat committees located in the West Bank that paid stipends to Palestinians who targeted Israeli civilians or their families. If they committed suicide during the act, Hamas controlled the zakat committees, and by distributing the charity through Hamas-controlled committees, HLF helped Hamas win the hearts and minds of Palestinian people for paying for the deaths, the suicides, and the subsequent killing of Israelis. They paid them a stipend for it. Yeah. So in case you're wondering, there are all kinds of real problems here regarding the Council on American Islamic Relations. They said that their goal is to take over the United States. They've made it painfully clear. I've spoken with Ibrahim Hooper myself from CARE. These people want to bring Sharia law to the United States. Well, that takes us back to this article from USA Today that talks about the reason that states are passing anti-Sharia law is because of what we've seen in Europe. You remember the phrase no-go zone? You know what that is? That's a place where police are not welcome. American police, or whatever country happens to be where the no-go zone is located. Because the Muslims will take care of it themselves, thank you. They have their own police forces, they have their own courts, they have all of this stuff, and they take care of it themselves. Well, that's not the way it works. That is a way to create a foreign enclave in the middle of an otherwise nationalist concern or national concern. And it's not going to fly in the United States of America, but it has. As a matter of fact, they tried to do it in Irving right down the road. This humble reporter was involved in turning that aside. How did I do it? Is it because I'm an anti-Muslim jerk? No, it's because I'm an American citizen and I simply told the truth. I had both sides on. I asked them questions. I made it abundantly clear that those people that were, say, for example, ruled against in a Sharia court somewhere in Irving had an immediate way to turn that aside in American courts. If you disagreed with the verdict of the Islamic court, then you could certainly go to the American court. And then suddenly somebody said, hey, wait a minute, only American courts have jurisdiction in the United States of America, and that's true. Of course, you can voluntarily accept, say, for example, the judgment, but you can't call whatever happens a court or a courtroom or the people who defend or prosecute whatever ideas lawyers. You can't do that in the United States. You can only practice law as a member of the bar. There is no Sharia law bar in the United States for a reason. So what they're saying here, Bruce McCaw, the government relations director for the Council on American Islamic Relations, says this: it is literally government-sanctioned Islamophobia. The intended target is clear: American Muslims. No, the intended target are people who want to replace American law. That they happen to be Muslims is incidental. And let's talk a little bit about Islamophobia. Let's see. How many Muslims have killed Muslims in the last, say, 50 years? How many Muslims have been killed by other Muslims? Countless. In the hundreds of thousands, if not millions, in the last 50 years. Muslims have been killing each other for, let's just go back 50 years. Millions have lost their lives. This is as much of a precedent as anything has ever been, ever. For decades, we have seen Islamic terrorists killing innocent civilians in Europe, in the United States, everywhere on earth. Certainly in Israel. This is not some Islamophobia as if it's just not fair. This is the news. These people are to be feared. They use murder and mayhem to enforce their law. A man right over there, Yasser Said, decided his daughters were becoming too westernized. He was a cab driver. And he picked up his daughters one time at school, and he took them out someplace, and he shot them to death in his cab. There's a horrifying recording of it. One of the daughters is screaming into the phone after she called 911, "Our father is killing us." Well, was he arrested? Was he arrested and given a trial? Was he arrested, given a trial, and in Texas sent to the big house for appropriate execution? No. Why? Well, because he vanished. He killed his daughters in a cab in broad daylight in Irving, Texas, and was never seen again. How? How did that happen? How did he get out of the country? Did he have help, or was he just insanely lucky? Gosh, I think he probably had help. It's not just daughters and sons that get slaughtered. It's journalists. It's people who disagree. Just disagree with the tenets of Sharia law. So why are these laws being passed? Is it because it's, as said by Robert McCaw, literally government-sanctioned Islamophobia? No, it's self-defense among the people of the United States. Unless I got something wrong. Oh, by the way, if I got something wrong, call me, 844-RADIO-US. This is the Wells Report. Stay put.
It is a horrible scenario, but it happens. Dennis writes about his wife. She was diagnosed with leukemia. In fact, she's a 2-time survivor, and in the midst of all that, they ran up over $1 million in medical bills. Thankfully, they're Medi-Share members, and Dennis says they are so thankful for that, how others came together to meet their needs, and that's how so many Medi-Share members feel. This is not health insurance. It's different. You don't have to pay for things you don't believe in, and like Dennis found out, it just works. So if you join Medi-Share, not only do you save a lot of money, the typical family saves about $500 a month, but you know where your money's going each month. You're helping people, and if the time should come, they'll be helping and even praying for you. So yes, it's different, and as more than 400,000 people now know when it comes to healthcare costs, different is beautiful. Find out more. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product? Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get a patent? Then call InventHelp now. InventHelp keeps your idea confidential and explains every step of the invention process. We create professional materials representing your idea and submit it to companies who are looking for new ideas. We have more than 9,000 companies who have agreed to review ideas in confidence. If a company shows interest in manufacturing your invention, we can negotiate on your behalf. We have helped over 10,000 clients receive patents. We also offer services including 3D modeling and animation demonstrating your idea, prototyping services, and we use state-of-the-art technology to show InventHelp client ideas to additional companies. Join the thousands of people just like you who chose InventHelp to pursue their idea. We are experienced. We are working for you. We are InventHelp.
Call us for free information at 1-800-460-1663. That's 1-800-460-1663. Again, 1-800-460-1663.
Balance of Nature, changing the world one life at a time.
When I wasn't taking it and I was waiting for my operation, I was feeling very tired. Now I'm driving like 11, 12 hours a day. I told you I manage 15 gas stations. And I have so much energy. I even gave some of my pills for my son, and he said, Dad, this is good, so I like it. I'm healing so fast. It's like amazing. My family is so surprised because my wound closing up and doing so good. So that is working now that I'm start taking my those fruits and vegetables.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. For a limited time, you can receive a 30% discount and free shipping on your first preferred order of Balance of Nature. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code USA.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Telephone number is 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. Sharia law operates at the point of a sword. Yeah, it does. It certainly does. 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. Let's see, USS Boxer. USS Boxer. Let's find out what's going on. The USS Boxer, the President of the United States came out earlier today and said a U.S. Navy ship destroyed an Iranian drone. Trump said the drone got too close to the USS Boxer in the Strait of Hormuz. The Boxer took defensive action against an Iranian drone after it ignored multiple calls to stand down, threatening safety of the ship and the ship's crew. Those are the bullet points. Here's the copy. President Donald Trump said today a U.S. Navy ship destroyed an Iranian drone in a defensive action, escalating already high tensions in the oil-rich Gulf region. USS Boxer, an amphibious assault ship, took down the drone in the Strait of Hormuz early today, said President Trump. The Boxer is part of a group of Navy ships in the strait located between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman as part of an increased U.S. military presence in the region. The incident came 4 weeks after Iran shot down a U.S. surveillance drone flying over international airspace in the same area. American officials at the time called it an unprovoked attack. It came hours after Iran's Revolutionary Guard seized a foreign tanker accused of smuggling oil. During an event at the White House, President Trump said the Boxer took defensive action against an Iranian drone, which had closed to a very, very near distance, approximately 1,000 yards, ignoring multiple calls to stand down and threaten the safety of the ship and the crew. It was immediately destroyed. The president called the drone's approach toward the Boxer a latest of many provocative and hostile actions against vessels operating in international waters. He said the U.S. reserves the right to defend our personnel, our facilities, and our interests, and calls upon all nations to condemn Iran's attempt to disrupt freedom of navigation and global commerce. The president tweeted, "I want to apprise everyone of an incident," and did so. U.S. defense officials say they would not say how the drone was brought down. USS Boxer is equipped with the Phalanx CIWS, or CIWS, close-in weapon system, called CIWS, for defense against threats including anti-ship missiles and helicopters. I remember when they first put that system in, it is essentially a 20-millimeter Gatling gun system that fires huge amounts of lead in a very, very fast rate. And they put this on a particular ship and was testing it, and all of a sudden the thing locked onto something and fired all by itself. People went, what? And then it did it again, and then it did it yet again. They shut the system down because something was wrong, obviously. No, it wasn't the case at all. Somebody decided to get a longboat and go out and see what the CIWS system was shooting at. And they found a flock of seagulls that were completely and totally destroyed by CIWS. They came back to the ship and said, maybe we ought to turn the radar sensitivity down just a touch on that. And they did. So it's a very serious weapons system. A fixed-wing unmanned aerial system, UAS, approached Boxer and closed within a threatening range. The ship took defensive action against the UAS to ensure the safety of the ship and the crew. Well, there you go. The Associated Press, out of Dubai, Iran said Thursday the Revolutionary Guard seized a foreign oil tanker and its crew of 12 for smuggling fuel out of the country, and hours later released a video showing the vessel to be a United Arab Emirates-based ship that had vanished in Iranian waters over the weekend. The announcement solved one mystery, the fate of the missing ship, but raised a host of other questions and heightened worries about the free flow of traffic in the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical petroleum shipping routes. Approximately 20% of the world's petroleum goes through that particular strait. The incident happened with tensions running high between the U.S. and Iran. Iranian state television did not first identify the seized vessel, said it was intercepted Sunday, involved in smuggling 1 million liters. That's 264,000 gallons of Iranian fuel. Iran did not identify the nationalities of the crew. Okay, so there you go. So, things are getting mighty interesting in the state of Hormuz. I wonder what will happen next. I do not know. Telephone number is 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687, 844-723-4687. Join us on the Wells Report. We would love to have you. 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. This is the USA Radio Network.
I used to wonder when I saw people going into nice hotels, really nice hotels, taking a pillow with them. That was before I got a MyPillow, because I know it doesn't matter where I'm going. Whether I'm going to a 1-star, 3-star, 5-star hotel, MyPillow goes with me. whether it's just overnight or whether it's on vacation. And here's the great deal about MyPillow right now. The lowest price ever offered on radio or TV. 2 MyPillow premium pillows for $69.98. That's only $34.99 per pillow. The lowest price ever offered on radio or TV. And it's still the same pillow. Great pillow, 60-day money-back guarantee, 10-year warranty. And call them. 1-800-951-8175, or go to MyPillow.com, use promo code USA, click on the 2-pack special, and get the best deal you've ever gotten on a good night's sleep when you get a MyPillow.